Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Jordan's which I think is a very useful book for people involved in family law. It's this book here. It's part of the family law series. It's called A Practical Guide to Family Proceedings. That's the spine, and that's what's on the back. You can see that. It's about 1,000 pages long. There's a very good and quite detailed index which you can see at the back. There are no footnotes as such in this, but what you do have are, apart from the actual legislation itself, there's an example there, what you have got are chapter headings like that, and you see there's paragraph numbering at the sides. You can probably just see it there. And what you've got is, in this particular case, this deals with forced marriage, and you can see how it's actually laid out, because it actually refers specifically to the relevant sections of the legislation. It's the same with emergency applications, for instance. It's very much a book for people like myself who are involved in family litigation at various levels. And the new 5th edition is written by District Judge Robert Blomfield and Helen Brooks, with additional help from District Judge Richard Robinson and Clive Buckley. We've put a review on the web which is worth certainly a look at. I like the book because although it's about 1,000 pages long, it's got everything you need, and it's probably slightly easier to read than some of the main practice books, because it will deal with some of the questions that you probably get asked by your client, and would probably need this book to look the answers up quite quickly. And of course the index at the back is quite useful for that. We've given it the title, From Jordan's Family Law, the essential reference for the busy family lawyer. And that's really what it is, either barrister or solicitor. I'm sure you will find this book of great help. And as I say, for the busy family lawyer, whether experienced or inexperienced, the book is a boon. It's a comprehensive step-by-step guide to conducting all the most common types of family law application, and it's indispensable as a guide which saves valuable time and ultimately costs. Although at the end of the day quite a lot of people will obviously be limited by legal aid. As mentioned by the President of the Family Division, Sir Nicholas Wall, in the Foreword, the new 5th edition of the work is established as part of the essential material available to the Royal Courts of Justice, the Principal Registry of the Family Division, and all divorce county courts. And it's the sort of book I would probably see as a practical guide, certainly in the county courts, which is where I mainly practice. It will be one of the books on the judge's bench. Since the publication of the 4th edition of the book, some significant new developments, of course, have taken place, notably the creation of the Family Procedure Rules in 2010, although they came effectively into force in April of 2011, and I'm recording this a year later. It's important to note, of course, that amendments implemented to the FPR in April 2012, which is literally just after I'm reviewing this book, have also actually come in, so it's as up to date as it can be, really, for the middle of 2012. Large parts of the book have actually been rewritten. It's concise, clear and thoroughly dependable in my view, divided into 5 parts, with part 1 covering things like divorce, judicial separation and so forth. Parts 2 and 3 deal respectively with financial applications and children, while part 4 covers the fraught area of injunctions and enforcement, and part 5 is the court record. The appendix are very useful as well. There are a lot of them, and you can see even now from what I'm looking at that a very large number of them are covered. And right at the back you've got a very useful point about some of the older orders. That's the old RSC order itself, but what you do have is let's say a substantial statement on the family procedure rules. All in all, I think it's an excellent book, and it's certainly one that you should have. It's not meant to replace the Red Book, that's the Family Court Practice, but it's a compact volume, and I think it has everything most people will want. The publication date is March 2012. As I say, there's a little bit of an overlap, so if you're a family practitioner within legal matters, you really do need this latest edition to keep you up to date. So thank you to the authors and to Jordan's for an excellent family law publication. Bye bye.